A reading from the Book of Wisdom. Hear, O kings, and understand. Learn, you magistrates of the earth's expanse. Hearken, you who are in power over the multitude, and lord it over throngs of people. Because authority was given you by the Lord, and sovereignty by the Most High, who shall probe your works and scrutinize your counsels? Because, though you were ministers of his kingdom, you judged not rightly, and did not keep the law, nor walk according to the will of God. Terribly and swiftly shall he come against you, because judgment is stern for the exalted. For the lowly may be pardoned out of mercy, but the mighty shall be mightily put to the test. For the Lord of all shows no partiality, nor does he fear greatness, because he himself made the great as well as the small, and he provides for all alike. But for those in power, a rigorous scrutiny impends. To you, therefore, O princes, are my words addressed, that you may learn wisdom and that you may not sin. For those who keep the holy precepts hallowed shall be found holy, and those learned in them will have ready a response. Desire therefore my words, long for them, and you shall be instructed. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, Rise up, O God, bring judgment to the earth. Defend the lowly and the fatherless. Render justice to the afflicted and the destitute. Rescue the lowly and the poor. From the hand of the wicked deliver them. Rise up, O God, bring judgment to the earth. I said, You are gods, all of you sons of the Most High. Yet like man you shall die, and fall like any prince. Rise up, O God, bring judgment to the earth.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled through Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voices, saying, Jesus, Master, have pity on us. And when he saw them, he said, Go, show yourselves to the priests. As they were going, they were cleansed, and one of them, realizing he had been healed, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice. And he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? Then he said to him, Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. The Gospel of the Lord.
The first reading comes from Wisdom 6, 1-11. In this passage, the author speaks to kings and rulers of the lands. All authority eventually comes from God. God is the one who has empowered these people, but they're to use their authority in the way that God intended, to serve people, to rescue the weak, to take care of the widow and the orphan, to ensure that justice is done when a rich person has a case against them. God intends those who are in charge to exercise authority like God himself does. If they don't, then their punishment will be great. In fact, in one of the Psalms we hear that God dethrones the sons of gods who have been given authority over the nations because they don't use the authority as God intended. They abuse the people that they're called to serve. Therefore, do we pray for people who are elected officials? Yes. Do we necessarily agree with them? No. But if they do that which is harmful to people, do they face a judgment that could be very severe? Absolutely. Likewise, with the authority that we've been given, as parents, as ministers in a church, whatever authority we have to realize that it is given to us in trust, and we have to use it well. The Gospel is from Luke 17, 11-19. As Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem, 10 lepers come out of a village and ask that they be healed. Jesus sends them back to the priest to report that they've been healed. That has to be certified by a priest according to the law of Israel. Only one of them comes back a Samaritan, and he thanks Jesus for what has happened. He's the only one who shows gratitude. Again, we hear that word gratitude, that this is part of our Christian faith, to be grateful for any way that God has acted in our life. Yesterday we saw that we should be grateful for the ability to serve others. Today we should be grateful for the fact that God has served us. Notice the hero of the story is a Samaritan. That's a bit of a zinger, typical of Luke's Gospel. Jews hated Samaritans, so for Jesus to make a Samaritan the hero of a story would have been distasteful for a lot of the Jews. But Jesus, in the Gospel of Luke, is calling us to expand our horizons, to see the goodness in others, even others who are very different. What does Jesus say to the Samaritan? Weren't 10 healed? Why are you the only one to come and thank me? And then he says, your faith has saved you. Not has made you well, has saved you. Because in the Gospels, when there's an expression of faith, then the word used is saved. When there's no expression of faith, the word used is healed. Saved means the healing is not simply physical, it's also spiritual. And may God bless us.